Most people think becoming financially literate means reading 50 books, getting a finance degree, or spending hours analyzing spreadsheets. They're wrong. The difference between financially clueless and financially literate is 8 tiny habits that take less than 5 minutes a day, and one of them will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about money. I'm Ava, and I've spent years studying why some people understand money and most people don't. And here's the secret. Financial literacy isn't about intelligence. It's about daily micro habits that compound into complete mastery. If you want to become the person who actually understands how money works, hit subscribe. And if even one of these habits changes your financial life, smash that like button. Every morning, before you check Instagram or scroll TikTok, you open your banking app for exactly 2 minutes. That's it. You're not paying bills, you're not making decisions, you're just looking at your balance and your recent transactions. Why does this work? Because most people are financially illiterate because they avoid looking at their money. They're scared of what they'll see, so they stay ignorant, and ignorance keeps them broke. When you look at your money every single day, 2 things happen. First, you stop being afraid of it. It becomes data, not emotion. Second, you start noticing patterns you'd never see otherwise. You realize you spent $200 on food delivery this week. You see that subscription you forgot to cancel. You catch fraudulent charges immediately. This one habit creates more financial awareness than any course or book ever could, because you can't manage what you don't measure, and you can't measure what you won't look at. Before you buy anything over $50, you have to write one sentence explaining why you're buying it. Not justify it, just explain it. I'm buying these shoes because I need them for work. I'm buying this gadget because it looks cool and I want it. This kills impulse purchases instantly, because the second you have to articulate why you're spending money, your brain switches from emotional to logical, and most purchases can't survive that switch. You're not banning yourself from buying things you want, you're just creating a 30-second pause that separates wants from needs. And that pause is worth thousands of dollars a year in avoided regret purchases. Stop thinking in dollars. Start thinking in percentages of your income. That $8 coffee isn't just $8. If you make $25 an hour after taxes, that's 20 minutes of your life. That $400 weekend trip isn't $400. It's 16 hours of work, or 2 full workdays. This habit makes money real, because dollars are abstract, but time is concrete. When you realize that $200 dinner is 8 hours of your life that you'll never get back, you start making very different choices. You'll still spend money on things you love, but you'll stop spending on things that don't matter once you realize you're trading irreplaceable hours of your life for them. Every single week, you spend 15 minutes learning one new money concept. Just one. This week, you learn what a Roth IRA is. Next week, compound interest. The week after that, index funds. One concept, 15 minutes. In 1 year, you'll understand 52 financial concepts that 90% of people don't know. In 2 years, you'll be more financially literate than most college graduates. The people who stay financially illiterate aren't stupid. They just never start learning because it feels overwhelming. But financial literacy isn't a destination. It's an accumulation of tiny bits of knowledge over time. 15 minutes a week. That's one episode of a TV show. That's the time you spend scrolling before bed. Redirect it, and you'll know more about money than your parents ever did. Every time you get paid, 10% disappears before you see it. Automatic transfer to a separate account you pretend doesn't exist. Not after your bills, not after your expenses, first, before anything else. You get paid $3,000, $300 vanishes immediately. This is called paying yourself first, and it's the only savings strategy that actually works long term. Because if you save what's left over, there's never anything left over. Spending expands to fill available money. But when that money disappears first, you never miss it. Your brain adjusts. You budget around the $2,700 that you see, not the $3,000 that you earned, and that 10% compounds into life-changing money over a decade. Stop tracking every expense. It's exhausting and no one sticks with it. Instead, Decide on 3 numbers: how much you're saving, how much you're investing, and how much is going to fixed bills. Everything else, spend it guilt-free. This is psychological genius. Traditional budgeting fails because it makes you feel restricted every single day. You can't buy coffee without checking your budget. You can't go out with friends without guilt. Reverse budgeting gives you complete freedom with what's left after you've handled the important stuff. You're not tracking $4 purchases. You're hitting your big goals automatically and spending the rest on whatever makes you happy. Discipline on the big stuff, freedom on the small stuff. That's how you build wealth without feeling miserable. You follow 5 people on social media who are actually wealthy and talk about how they built it. Not fake gurus, not Lambo flexers, people who built real wealth and explain their process. Why? Because you become who you're exposed to. If everyone in your feed is broke and complaining about money, you'll think being broke is normal. If everyone you follow is building wealth, you'll start thinking like they think. Your environment shapes your behavior more than your willpower ever will. If you're surrounded by people who think investing is gambling and credit cards are free money, you'll stay financially illiterate no matter how many books you read. Change your environment, change your exposure, change your financial future. Every time you hear financial advice, you ask one question: who benefits if I do this? Bank telling you to keep money in savings? They benefit by investing your money and keeping the profit. Financial advice pushing a specific fund, they probably get a commission. Influencer hyping a stock, they might own it and want the price to go up. This isn't about being cynical, it's about being aware. Most financial advice isn't designed to make you wealthy, it's designed to make someone else money while keeping you comfortable enough to not ask questions. Once you start asking who benefits, you'll see the game. And once you see the game, you can stop being played by it. 8 tiny habits. None of them take more than 15 minutes. None of them require a finance degree, but together they'll make you more financially literate than 90% of people will ever be. You don't need to read 50 books. You don't need to become a stock market expert. You just need to build these micro habits into your daily routine and let them compound. Financial literacy isn't a destination you arrive at, it's a direction you move in, one small habit at a time. Start with one, master it. Add another. In 6 months, you'll be a completely different person financially. If this gave you a clear path to actually understanding money, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling me which habit you're starting with today. I'm Ava. Stop being intimidated by money. Start building these habits. Your future self will thank you.